What is up, my good peoples of education? Welcome for the first time or back to the videos of Deshaun Johnson, where I talk about everything regarding or relating to teachers. In this video today, this came across my Facebook feed. Well, a friend, posted this article. This is actually coming from ABC 13, which I actually believe is it's here, Houston, Texas. An 8-year-old boy wasn't allowed to use restroom by teacher, forced to sit in urine, mother says. Huh. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Now, I bring this story, and this is the first of many entries of teacher stories that I'm going to start doing a video series on, just, to kind of switch up the content from providing you some educational, informational content. So I guess this fulfills the entertainment side of the edutainment world that I'm actually bringing to you wherever you're watching this, Facebook or YouTube. But any case, this is a tough one because I know teachers that have some really strict restroom policies. And I know firsthand, just me being a teacher, that using a restroom, that's distracting. It breaks up the momentum in teaching. When you got good instruction going on, you constantly got an onslaught of students just coming to you. Can I go to the bathroom? 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 It's very distracting. And if you don't get that under control in the beginning, it's going to definitely make you insecure. Well, let me not say make you insecure as a teacher, but it's going to throw a monkey wrench in your game plan if you don't develop a system for this, earlier. All right. So at the end of this video, I'm actually going to provide a solution I actually had to recently come up with in terms of allowing my students to use the restroom, because I don't really believe in denying students to go to the bathroom. I just believe in coming up with a system, allowing it to be on autopilot and you being on your way. And I'm going to show you that at the end of this video. But let's talk about this article. Okay. I guess I could play this video. So give me a second here. I'm going to play this video for you in a minute.
Says her 8-year-old son still gets teased over what she says how he was humiliated last fall over what happened. And the school district says this could be a case of child abuse, and that's why it's informed the LAPD and an investigation has been launched. Here's what we're talking about. Let me show you a picture that was provided to us by the child's mother. This happened last November. After urinating on himself, a school employee made him wear trash bags to cover his wet clothing. Mother says he asked again this week to go to the bathroom and was denied. When he was finally allowed to go, he was locked out of his classroom.
We want justice. We want justice.
Parents and community activists were at Manhattan Place Elementary demanding to meet with the principal this morning. That didn't happen. Before this, the mother says her son was humiliated by having to wear the trash bags all day. At a news conference today, she discussed what was making her very upset. She says her son still gets teased and bullied over what happened. This morning, she was emotional, asking the district to do something about the bathroom policies here.
New restroom laws need to be put into place. Children should be able to go to the restroom whenever they have to go. Our child did not deserve this. No child deserves to be treated this way. We are outraged. But this will be used not to just make conditions better for our child, but for all children.
Mother says she plans to go before the full LAUSD school board at its next meeting. Meantime, the district has released a statement. It says in part, LA Unified takes all matters concerning the safety and well-being of our students very seriously. Upon learning about this allegation, law enforcement was notified immediately, and the district is fully cooperating in the investigation. I'm told that the employee that placed the trash bags on the little boy no longer works here at the school.
All right, so I let you see the news clip for yourself. And we saw some and it's not really disturbing, depending on what type of school district you work in, what type of campus. This obviously, judging from the whole electronic security system being provided on this door, this is a we can infer, okay? If you're an English teacher, you're very familiar with this vocabulary method. We can infer that this is probably a very hostile, low socioeconomic neighborhood. I feel for the mother. I really do, but a lot of the times parents don't really know the whole truth in terms of maybe why. And I'm speaking on behalf of a teacher's defense at this moment. And a teacher could have been, really irresponsible. We don't even really know the whole story as to why the teacher didn't allow this student to go to school. That boy he could have been super bad. He could have been super bad. And I think a lot of the times us as parents, we tend to think our children really are, and we're living in a day and time we really think our children are just these perfect little angels. Don't touch my child, leave my child alone, like all these other things. And really, a lot of our kids could really benefit from, outside guidance. Even with me being an English teacher, I teach technology and English, but I'm not going to sit up here and teach my children trigonometry. I don't even go that high in mathematics myself. I find it interesting, but I'm going to seek a better expert and outside source person, a third party, to do those things for me. But I think we get this superiority complex, and really we take this pride in our children because we still make it about us. We still make it all about us. It's not even about the child. It's really about how that child represents the parents. And we could put our hands on to our sides, poke our chests out like Superman, and look like super parent, and have this ego, continue to feed this parental ego. But anyway, I digress. But we don't really know how this boy acted in this classroom. That we're only getting bits and pieces. So I understand a woman's tears, but should I say the woman was wrong in terms of that? Yeah, and a trash bag, and that is a little uncalled for. That's too much. That's too much. You could have sent the boy to the bathroom. So the commentary I'm providing right now is twofold. One, what was that boy's behavior about being in that classroom, and what caused him to the teacher even prompt the putting on of a trash bag and let this boy sit in urine? you know what caused that? And then on the second end, the teacher could have taken a better systematic approach to where he or she could have provided a better solution for that student to actually go to the restroom and it not disrupt the instruction. But like I said, we don't even know this teacher's mental state. There's so many factors that we're not aware of just looking at this. But being that the media is selling this story out to us, we're going to already immediately get that brainwash and just think that, oh, this teacher is wrong. See, teachers in America are dumb. It's just continuing to build and feed into this narrative that it necessarily doesn't have to. And that's a huge problem. But nobody, no child, no matter how bad they are, should have to sit up in urine, and you have to really kind of give them some time. Now, I tell my students no bathroom breaks and everything else, but I have to read my students, and if they're really like emotional and they're about to teary eyed and everything else, I go ahead and I break down, I just let them go. I don't even hold back. I really don't. I really don't. But it is a sad state. But like I said, the woman's tears are warranted. But really, I mean, I don't sympathize with her. I'm not going to allow her emotions to get me emotional, because as a teacher, I know firsthand that kids who have to go to the restroom, unless they have a medical allowance to allow them to go to the restrooms whenever they want to, then yeah. But I mean, she doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. And a lot of teachers, a lot of parents now are getting to the point to where they're defending, and it's even bad, because in lower socioeconomical, we see mostly like single black moms just getting highly emotional and defending irrational behavior of their child. These little girls like sitting up here fighting teachers, and like this black woman just come out of nowhere like, oh, like, you had no business hitting my child, and ain't you a teacher and professional? It's just ridiculous. It's super ridiculous. D- how are you defending, if especially if the school has a no cell phone policy? And there was one article, and I'm not going to bring an article up right now. I'm just telling you off the top of my head. There was one article I read in video, popped up on my Facebook feed, and it was talking about the teacher asked the student to give the cell phone up, and they had a no cell phone policy, and the student wouldn't do it. Teacher reached for it, or said that they was going to take it up, write her up, and I think the student threw the cell phone at the teacher, and proceeded to attack this woman. And the woman fought back. She tried to defend herself, and then the defense of the teacher, the parent, and I'm saying the defense of the teacher, but the parent came back and defended the actions of the child. Where are we going right now? Where is this? That's a silly question to even ask by now. We already know what's going to happen. Jesus is coming back. That is guaranteed, that Jesus is coming back. Okay. All right. So I have it here. You probably, as I'm talking, you probably seeing these details and the horrible ads and stuff on this website. It's very cluttered. But yeah, that teacher is no longer here at this school. I guess I could say good riddance. But like I said, we don't really know the full story, and we just can't take the news station. They're only reporting just pieces. They're only reporting a 50% visual of the entire problem, probably a problem that's been building up over time in increments, compounded. Just maybe the student was just acting up constantly, and not getting his way or something like that. And maybe the teacher was just, maybe it was a white teacher, and maybe the teacher was racist or something like that, and really just did not like, I don't know, black kid. I don't know. You see how I'm drawing conclusions? That's all we can really do. That's all we can really do. But I encourage you not to look at that woman's tears and just don't get over emotional. You need to be open and kind of see what the whole situation is, especially if you're a parent watching this. You really have to kind of first understand what, teachers have to do and how they have to take care of your children. Yes, we need to be professional at all times. I do agree with you, but don't sit up here and think that one, your child is an angel, and just start defending when they start behaving irrationally. You know they're wrong, especially when a school has communicated with you the policies and procedures and let you know personally what the expectations are, and this is what your child needs to do. But you still have this attitude as of like, well, it's my world, my child get to do whatever I want to do, I get to do whatever I want to do, that's my child, and I'm gonna defend my baby. And you're still overlooking and not following. You're setting a bad example already by just telling your child inadvertently they don't have to follow prop rules, procedures, expectations, none of that. They get to just do whatever they want to. You're going to support that, and that's going to lead to prison. That's going to lead to prison time down the road. So it's just going to be bad. But I'm gonna provide a solution with teachers. I'm just gonna show you on a PowerPoint basically the system that I actually came up with to allow my students, sixth graders, come a middle school teacher, to go to the restroom. All right. As you can see, I set aside a very simple procedure. Over here to the left-hand side, you see a whole list of names: Dan, Mikkel, Sherry, Don, Vita. Just some names I made up, just for the sake of what we're doing here. And let me go ahead and kind of explain to you my whole process really in 5 steps. The 6 steps, I just kind of let you know that everything is automated. Number one, at the beginning of the class period, students enter the room and immediately begin to warm up. They do some sort of like icebreaker activity. Well, not icebreaker, but an intro activity before you even get started into the main introduction, just to make sure that students are coming into the classroom and immediately getting settled in. Because if you don't have this, and I learned this from experience, they'll begin to socialize, talk about things that are completely irrelevant to what you actually have planned for the day, to the learning, and it could really throw off the momentum of class. And for me, you're going to hear me use this word a lot when I am like referring to a classroom, is momentum. Because if you lose momentum, it could definitely hurt or help the pacing of your classroom instruction. So the way that I feel, if you have a strong start to your classroom, it's only going to benefit you later. And anything can happen on any given Sunday in between, like right after that first initial 10 minutes of class. Anything's up for game. But if I get a strong start, I usually have a very strong class period. And finishing strong is something that I'm still continuing to work on. But that strong start, very important. So kids get to go ahead, they do their warm up. I usually have a riddle or something like that, because it really gets the brain juices flowing. So if you need something, no matter if you're a math teacher, social studies, English, I think riddles are a really good, thing to actually use in terms of an instructional warm up for your students before y'all go into the main lesson. Because not only are they engaging and oftentimes fun, but the complexity of the riddle and the silliness of them oftentimes will really get students just their focus. It really trains their focus. So really try probably using that. Number two, once students are settled and I take attendance, then I ask who needs to go to the restroom. So I break out a sheet of paper. All right. And if you look at the names over here, all right, whoever raises their hand first, I just kind of either look and go down a row and just write their names down. No specific order, so it doesn't show them any signs I'm showing favoritism. Or maybe I may even go boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. And I think I did here. No, Dan, Mikkel, Sherry, Don, Vita. So it's only right. So once I actually have all the names listed, as you can see, I only have 5 here. Then what I actually do, I go ahead and I just create, I have a hall pass ready for the students to go ahead and just grab. Okay, and this is very important. Our school has a very unique hall pass system. They have planners or whatnot, but I actually decided to just go ahead and create a hall pass to where students can actually just get, and I don't have to keep writing in planners and letting them know what times they're going to go to the restrooms, anything like that. So if you have a unique hall pass system, hall pass, personal hall pass for your room, I advise that you make one of these, because this is going to be vital in terms of this actual system if you're going to listen to this and you decide to actually implement this as well. So hopefully we won't actually have that problem like we just saw in that news article. So when I'm actually done recording all the names of the students that's going to go to the restroom, then all I do is I just go ahead and I get done talking. All right, first one to go up, Dan, go ahead and go to the restroom. Then I move on forward to my instruction, and now restrooms have been pretty much systematized to be set on autopilot, and it just takes care of itself. I've actually done this. I actually just started to do this because I actually had to come up with a system for doing restrooms, and it came through experimentation just throughout the whole school year, where as things begin to change, you need to make these adjustments. But I found this is actually working well with the group of sixth graders that I got. I actually continue to do what I'm doing, provide instruction, teaching. Students quietly get up when they come in, and I didn't write this here either, but once the student returns from the restroom, they scratch their names off the list, and then that moves on to the next person. I have them scratch their names off, so I know that for the next day, if somebody did not get to go on the list, they will just proceed to continue forward with the same list, and I'll just add new names to it based on who went the previous day, who didn't get to go the previous day. And if Dan, for example, he went first, so if Dan needed to go again, he'll just be the last one to go after I take care of new students that did not to go. So that's pretty much going to be it with that. So, and we see that in tip number 5, so I just already covered that. But yeah, this is my restroom system that I'm actually incorporating into my classroom. But yeah, let's not deny students reasons to go to the restroom. I mean, you do what your school is unique, how your teacher style is, do what best fits your teacher style, but don't let it get to the point to where a student has to filthily sit in his or her own urine and stink up your classroom. And that's just pretty unsanitary. I mean, okay, if you're trying to send a message to other kids that you're not playing, like, you will make kids sit in urine. If it gets to, I'm not playing, you're not going to the restroom. You're going to pee on yourself, and you're going to sit there, and you're going to fester with maggots in your own urine. And yeah, I'm not gonna get in trouble for it. And that happens, and that sends the message to all the other kids. Then yeah, that at least they know you're not playing at all. You serious, but legal wise, you put yourself in harm's way. So in any case, I'm curious as to wondering what type of restroom system do you have set up in your room. I'm really curious into hearing that. And what do you think in terms of the parents' tears for her child? Do you feel for her? Are you empathetic? You being a teacher, if you're listening to this, I mean, what do you understand? Like, yeah, I understand where that teacher that woman is coming from, but I also understand too that, like, I got some bad kids, some misbehaved kids in my room, and my word is law. And there's some schools that's really strict in terms of restrooms, and actually my school that I'm at, they offer a passing period that students can go ahead and use the restrooms before class starts. And I understand that sometimes you don't have to go during that passing period. Maybe you need to go like middle of the class or at the end of class. You know what I'm saying? But the time period is not that far off to where, like, 5 minutes ago you didn't have to go to the restroom. Now everything just started pouring down, and all of a sudden you gotta go to the restroom. This is a very tricky topic to talk about, but I'm curious as to hearing what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Also, become a subscriber. Check out, if you're an English teacher, check out that Last Minute Lessons reading and audio series. Subscribe to the mailing list. Much cheaper if you become a subscriber on my mailing list than if you shop on my Teachers Pay Teachers website. Thank you again for watching. Deshaun Johnson. See you beautiful teachers in the next oh my goodness, I'm getting this mixed up. See you beautiful teachers in the next video. God bless y'all. So after watching the video, your next step is to do this. Scroll down to the description area. Click that show more link. Click on this email link and become a subscriber so you can go ahead and get exclusives that won't be available here on YouTube. And you can also get discounts to my Last Minute Lessons reading and audio series for all English teachers for your convenience.